I want to talk about the wine industry going premium and what does that even mean? So let's get right into it. A study just showed that we're at the lowest point of consumption and production of wine in the last 60 years, this year in 2025. Even though we're down in volume of consumption, people are drinking more expensive wine. Many articles that I read, this is celebrated. This is something seen as extremely positive, and I personally do not agree with that because it kind of makes wine even more excluding than it already feels for so many people. So many people already don't understand wine prices or can't afford wines. And obviously, wine is so expensive to produce, right? I know that. We produce wine. I have a wine company. So I totally know that it is expensive to produce. But I'm just talking about the fact that if we see the fact that people drink better because they pay more as a positive sign, I think then we totally got it wrong. Because my generation, for example, probably doesn't have the money to spend $20 on a bottle of wine. Many people would love to have a really good wine, right? But they don't see the value in it necessarily. There's an issue in actually targeting people that can spend $20 or more on a bottle of wine, whereas the people that can't aren't even targeted by wine companies or by the wine industry. And so they just fall out as customers, which makes wine become this elitist beverage that it actually never was meant to be. It was never meant to be luxurious. It was always a community good, a cultural good, something that brings people together. And I read this one article and it really got me going. And I was like, this is crazy. And that is actually how I came up with the idea of starting my own magazine because I was so taken aback from what this journalist was writing. I'm going to put this here, the article. It was a wine business. And it's kind of like a 2025 wrap up. And this journalist is saying that this is a bright side, right? People are drinking premium wines. It's a bright side. They also say Gen Z sees wine as irrelevant, which I don't think is true at all. I think Gen Z is a generation that we have totally missed. We totally dropped the ball on Gen Z. I mean, I'm Gen Z, so it's not really my ball to drop, but the wine industry has dropped the ball on Gen Z because Gen Z is going to be the biggest purchasing power in 2050. And I don't think Gen Z thinks that wine is irrelevant. Gen Z thinks that wine is overcomplicated, judgy, and excluding, and elitist. And Gen Z does not love elitism. Like, I think that's really known. I don't think many people in general love elitism, except for the elite, probably. I mean, just a theory, personal idea that I'm having here. So people like this journalist see that people are buying less bottles, but they're buying better bottles. It's actually something fantastic. And I just don't think that's true. I think we have to think the exact opposite. We have to think, okay, we get more people buy a bottle at an affordable price while still enjoying good wine. And we cannot be like, oh, this is great. Less people buy wine, but they're buying better wine because then we're going to lose people because you're pricing people out. So millennials and Gen Z do not have the purchasing power right now as Gen X. So right now, focusing on that customer that can pay these premium prices means that you're losing connection to the younger generation. And once that customer group of Gen X and older is gone, millennials and Gen Z, they're not drinking wine. They're not wanting to become winemakers. They don't want to become sommeliers because they haven't been approached by wine. So we're like not doing the right thing. This is not the right thing. What he's saying is not, it's not at all how the wine industry can get out of this extreme low that we are in right now. I'm not against premium wine. That's not the point here. I just think to get wine out of the slump, we cannot focus on premium wine. That is not where it's going to be at. It's where it's going to be at is at making it approachable and offering it to a consumer group that might not have the purchasing power now, but will have it in the years to come. And that is something that I feel like many journalists and many people in the wine industry do not think about. And that is thinking about what is the future going to look like for wine? How are we going to bring wine into the next generation? I just wanted to come on here and talk about it because it's something very dear to my heart. It's kind of one of the reasons why I decided to stop working at a wine store because I felt like it was a stagnant environment. And that's why I ventured out on my own because I felt like I need to do something that represents my generation and that gets my generation into wine because I'm so passionate about it. And so that's also why I started my own magazine, which you can buy online, where I dive a little bit deeper into this subject as well, but also other things that I'm talking about in that magazine. Just because I think I want to talk to my generation. I'm not saying I'm doing it better than these journalists. I'm just saying I wanted to have a different perspective in wine, and I haven't seen that in these articles that I'm reading every morning. And so here we are. So I decided to give you all my take on it from a perspective that maybe an established wine writer does not have, because I am a Gen Z woman who lives a different reality. And I look at wine in a different way just because I'm from a different generation. And that's cool. And that's what I think is important. Diversity in wine is important because that's how we're going to grow, right? Getting different people with different stories, different realities, different backgrounds to share their passion about this one product and share the love and the joy of wine. If you like that, subscribe to this channel. I also run an Instagram and Threads account at Sipping Wings. And then on our website, you can find my magazine, Wine Unfiltered. Our podcast, Wine Unfiltered, is on Apple. And we also have wine, Wings Wine, shipping all throughout California. I'm going to link all that in the description as well. And I'm happy you're here. And thank you for listening to my little rant. Cheers.